Vinny Rock Podcast.
Much more than this, I did it my way.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Vinny Rock Podcast. I'm here with a good buddy of mine, Ryan. And you're going to get to know Ryan a little bit more. But first, obviously, I'm terrified right now of fucking up another podcast. So I got a whole system checked multiple different times. Let's hit these sponsors because I've screwed them over so much with these two that I didn't record. But I want to give them a shout out. One, it's a special one. It's going to be Burkett Customs. Dude, I haven't showed you. This guy sent me a knife. Burkett Customs does custom handles for 1911s, grips.
Okay.
And custom. I mean, this dude goes out there and fucking looks for like these fucking crazy ass rocks, shaves them down, shapes them, and dude, legit.
Like what kind of rocks?
Dude, I'm not in that business to understand,
So
but
my
I'm going to
buddy
show
just-
you. Look at this.
Okay. Oh yeah, totally what I was thinking. So my buddy just bought like a big rock. It's called Labradorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up, and it's really cool because in the light it catches like some blue and purples.
Yes, that's what you're seeing
Those are
here.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he does all kinds of custom handles for 1911s. I say grips for 1911s, but he also does knives, and he sent me one of these. He actually sent me one on the far right. Check that out.
Oh, that's dope.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, that's cool.
You guys, I'm going to be posting this on the Vinny Rock Podcast Instagram and Twitter. You check it out. Burkett Customs, excuse me. Hit them up on burkettcustoms.com. It's BURKETT customs.com. Hit them up for your custom 1911 grips and as well as some custom knife handles. All right, jumping on to another sponsor. I feel bad, man, because like I fucked up those other podcasts, and you know,
Got to get them in.
the sponsors. Yeah,
Gotta get 'em in.
This is what it's about, right? They're paying the bills.
They deserve it.
They're keeping the lights
They're
on.
working hard.
So one is Core Medical Group. Have I told you about that I'm doing the TRT?
No.
I'm on TRT right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've lost
How is that?
what I thought would have been, right?
Okay.
When you think TRT, I think TRT Vitor Belfort. you know,
Yeah.
remember how jacked he was and just a monster?
Yeah. Yeah. And then like 6 months later,
And then
a year
kind
later,
of
you got
softens
kinda
up a little.
soft. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not Vitor Belfort by any means. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I do feel a lot better. And when I say that, I think mentally, physically, better. You know what I mean? Better
Yeah.
mood. I feel energized to actually try and go work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm nervous about pushing too hard because I feel like I have the energy to go harder.
Yeah, totally.
So
One thing that's like, do you feel a difference in the morning at all?
a little bit.
Like
Let me-
your energy in the morning? Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's easy to wake up, but I also am healing a lot better. Like recovery.
Oh, okay.
Recovery's been huge, man, because I just started working out again. I'm doing everything. So did jiu-jitsu for the first time in like years and was going on for about a year, about an hour and a half of jiu-jitsu, dude. I woke up and I was sore, yes, but not as bad as I thought I was going to be.
Sure.
And that's kind of my point is the reason I got into it is Core Medical Group did this veteran test, and they tested, I think it was 40 veterans, and 38 of them came out positive for low testosterone.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's something to do with all the combat stress you have overseas and traumatic brain injury. A lot of overexposure of brain of explosions causes some issues in your pituitary, so you're not secreting the hormones you normally would. Same as fighters. A lot of fighters, because they're getting punched in the head a lot, the head injuries cause them to have low testosterone. So when they tested my testosterone, a normal level is somewhere around, I believe it's 300 to freaking 700, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I was in the 2s.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how low I was. And so, you know, you start fighting, feeling bad about yourself. You know, my
Sure.
body's just not recovering. My body's not also changing as good as it used to be when I was younger.
Can't take a hit as well.
All kinds of things, dude.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was because my testosterone was so low. So now I'm running in a mid range, 500 or so, feeling good. You know what I mean? Love life is always good. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I feel better. You know what I
Sure.
mean? So
Yeah.
there's these things about it that I'm super excited about. That's why I jumped on with Core Medical Group. We're going to be trying to do all kinds of stuff for veterans, not even veterans, any male that is in the age of, you know, shit, that just feels different.
Honestly, they're kind of in a space that's going to become more and more needed because it's an issue nowadays.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Dude, and you're young. How old are you?
26.
You're 26. I wouldn't think you would need it, but you know what? I also wouldn't.
Yeah.
I would also tell you go get tested.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My brother got tested when he was 28.
Yeah.
Came back super low.
Dude, and it's crazy. So there's clinics like this all over the place. In Salt Lake City, we know they have them here and there.
Yeah.
Core Medical Group has some of the best prices because of how they buy, and as well as they ship it directly to your house. So that's kind of the cool thing. They work with my insurance. They also work with me personally.
Yeah.
I went to get a blood test over there in Draper. You know what I mean? Send it to them. Within 2 weeks, they've told me my numbers, where everything's at, my levels, and they sent me everything I needed to supplement that.
Yeah.
And the cost is, dude, fairly inexpensive. What you would normally pay for, it's like a 10-week cycle, is somewhere in the $300 to $400.
Yeah.
Normally, people are paying double that, triple that.
So, which begs the question, like quality, right?
Right.
So, like,
Dude, I feel great.
yeah.
Yeah. And you should see some of the big
I
names
guess
that he
the
has
proof is
working
in the
with.
pudding.
Right, that's exactly.
Yeah.
I've lost, because diet was a big thing for me, so I focused on my diet a lot as well.
Sure.
Which it seems like because of diet and hormones, everything right, it just started burning, dude. Burning. And so, I'm super proud of it. I'm excited to hopefully show up in season 2 of The Mayans and look better on screen. And not hate myself. That's my problem. I hate myself on there, dude. But
no, man.
check it out. If you have any questions, let me know.
Yeah.
And I'll give you all the information. It's pretty cool. Willie Pete's chocolate. You guys know that's the chocolate that I push and push. Willie Pete's is a veteran. He does all the chocolates out of his own house. He grows them. He went 100% on board. Quit his job. He's 100% chocolate man now. Willie Pete's Chocolate Company. You guys hit them up. Willie Pete's Chocolate Co. on Instagram. They have you heard of it?
No, I got a sweet tooth, so I'm literally
Dude,
looking it
do you
up
like
right now.
spicy food?
Oh yeah, of course I do.
Go to the barbershop. Go to the barbershop. I still have some chocolates there.
Yeah.
He has different Scoville units, dude. So there's one that's just regular, like my kids love it. It's a s'mores one.
Okay.
So it tastes like s'mores, right? It's
yeah.
freaking awesome.
Interesting.
Then he has one called the Moab that has a the Carolina Reaper pepper.
Oh.
Yeah, bro, it'll jack you up. Me and Christy just put it on the tip of our tongues, and it blew us up, dude.
Oh, no.
It goes, but he has all kinds of different flavors, all kinds of different Scoville unit levels. Some that are super mild, and some that'll freaking kill you.
Black Hole Sun.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
oh yeah. There's one with coffee. It has Black Rifle
I
coffee
like the
in
packaging.
Isn't it dope?
It reminds me of the chocolates that I sold when I was a kid in baseball.
And
Remember
these-
those? Like
Dude,
the jerky
yes,
and stuff.
dude.
You
Those are
remember
the best. Well, these are better. You guys go check them out. Willie Pete's Chocolate, man. I love them. I'm sure you guys will love them as well. Check it out. Let's see. There's several others, man. I just signed with Beyond Clothing. Beyond Clothing is a company that does like outdoor clothing.
Oh,
a lot of
cool.
people here in Utah do use it. There's
Yeah.
also a lot of special operations people. Special operations units that want to look tactical, that want to, I guess, have functional clothes in a tactical setting, but not look tactical.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's the look that you want to be, yeah. You want to be ready and prepared, but you
Right.
don't want to look like a...
Yeah, you don't want to look like fucking G.I. Joe walking down the street.
Yeah.
You got to be incognito
Yeah.
sometime.
It's like, dude, like there's Pinterest now. There's some accountability to our style. Like we have no excuse
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
If you look like shit walking down the road, it's your fault.
And you know what we say in the world, in the special operations world, but I think they say it in the military all around, is 90% of this job is looking good.
Yeah.
90% is looking good. The rest of it is like, whatever, dude. 90% of this job is looking good. You want to look good when you do it. You guys want to look good? Go to Beyond Clothing. Check them out. Dude, let's get on with this, dude. Here's the crazy thing. I have a couple of sponsors. I'll mention them in the next podcast. But here's the crazy thing, dude. So I go to California to do some auditioning for some acting. Trying to really get into that space, trying to fully commit, you know what I mean, and do it the right way. You know? Well, I'm down there. I'm like, let me just get a couple podcasts done because I haven't talked to my good buddy. He was available. Was Clayton Cardenas. He plays Angel on Minds MC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dude, so we did a podcast with him before, and people were like, "Dude, we want to hear the second one." You know what I mean? I'm like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
So me and him did it. We did questions and answers. The guy is an incredible actor. Not even that, just an incredible human being, man. And he's gone through some crazy life changes since the show.
Really?
And so those are some things I was highlighting, man. It was super awesome. And
Yeah.
I'm not even going to expose it right now because
Sure.
I'd rather go back to California and get that recorded again. But I was super pissed. I get to my house and I'm like, okay, cool. I should upload this now. I'm like, no, you know what? Tomorrow I'll have another podcast with a guy named Eric Ade, and I'll tell you his story.
Okay.
I show up to go sit there with Eric Ade, and I realize it didn't record his. It recorded Clay's, but I pushed record and it recorded right over the same file.
Oh shit.
So I'm like,
So it's like a jumbled mess.
so I was like, holy fuck.
Or did it overwrite?
No, it just started recording and it's done. That file's gone.
Oh.
I was like, holy shit, how do I save this? So I tried to, I was like, okay, fuck that track. I'll try and save it later. Let me go back 2 tracks, record over something old, and let's do it again.
Yeah.
Did it, and I came home, and nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's no fucking track. Completely fucked it up.
That sucks.
And
Especially because it's not like you can just go over to his house like you're in Utah, he's
Dude,
in LA.
You know the Eric Audet story? You haven't probably heard of this, but his story was fucking awesome, dude. He spent 3 years in Pakistan prison.
Oh,
He was an actor. He was coming up in the acting world
Yeah.
with guys like, some of the, you know who's a big name? Ashton Kutcher. Mm-hmm. So he's going to auditions and competing with guys like Ashton Kutcher, freaking Steve Howie, all these guys now that we all know their names. And
Yeah.
he's going toe to toe with these dudes in all these auditions.
Mm-hmm.
And he's landing some gigs. He's doing this and that. He was on Dudes, Where's My Car? He was on that movie.
okay.
Right?
Who, what?
His name's Eric Audet.
Okay.
And you probably don't know him off that because he wasn't one of the main guys, but he is on that movie. Crazy part is, so he's living in LA, living the Hollywood dream, getting into stunts, getting into acting, doing great, and he's young at this time. And a good friend of his he's been working out with for a while convinced him like, hey, if you ever need money, man, I do leather trading overseas, selling goods and services for leather.
Yeah.
And one of the days he says, you know what? Just broke up with this girl. He's like, I need to get
do it.
away. Let's do it. Boom.
Yeah.
He's been working out with this guy, mind you, at the gym for a year. You know, dudes hanging out at the gym. You know how close you guys get?
Sure. Yeah, especially if you're there every day.
Bro. And he became really close to this guy, so he trusted him. He goes down to Turkey, I believe it was, freaking does a good leather trade, makes $800. The trip was free. Boom. Comes home, he goes, man, that was cool. Made
You're
some
like,
money.
yeah.
Got to travel for free.
Fun, easy,
Do it again.
quick money.
So he does it several other times, man. And then finally, after 9/11, the next trip is to Pakistan. And he's a little uncomfortable with it.
Sure.
His buddy's like, look, man, I've already arranged this. I'll lose a lot of money if you don't go. So he goes.
Yeah.
And when he goes, everything starts going fucked up already, right? The plan is changing. He landed in one city that he wasn't supposed to, and things are already getting fishy.
That's scary, man. Especially in a country you're not familiar
Dude,
with.
you're an American citizen in fucking Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, in Pakistan.
Yeah.
After 9/11, get the fuck out of here,
The
dude.
image that has been painted for that part of the world was terrible.
Terrible. And,
You know?
and we were not the most liked individuals at
No.
the time. Like, we're public enemy number one.
Yeah.
So he goes there and finds out later he gets arrested because the suitcase was lined with heroin.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
oh my gosh.
Yes. So he gets stuck in prison.
So, did they ever find out?
So yeah, so the story ends up, you know, I don't want to destroy the movie
Sure,
for people
yeah,
because you
no,
guys got
yeah.
to check it out. I believe it's on Amazon Prime. I believe it's on iTunes. You guys can Google it. It's called The Eric Audet Story. 3 years in Pakistan.
That's
3 years in
insane.
Pakistan. It is incredible. I'll tell you one line from that movie that killed me. He
Yeah.
goes, I went in an innocent man and I left a murderer.
Oh my.
Bro,
That's insane.
you do not want to watch that? Dude, it's incredible.
When did this happen?
Dude, it's got to be about 10 years now. Because he came back.
Jeez.
He came back, and he's now my stunt double.
Oh wow.
That's my
Okay,
stunt double.
that's crazy.
And that's how we became friends. And that's how I started to find out his story and everything.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, people are like, "Oh man, you don't do your own stunts." I'm like, "No one does." Like, there's some things.
Why would you?
There's some things I would, right?
Sure.
Like fight scenes, I don't mind.
Sure.
Whatever. But like, if you're driving really fast and you're laying down the bike, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm good. And that's his job. And if I did my own stunts, and there's some things I'd probably say, you know what, I'd rather do this one, you know?
Sure.
But if I did my own stunts, that guy doesn't have a job,
Sure. Yeah.
you know?
It's just another piece to the industry.
Well, why wouldn't you just
people
take care of
find
your body?
valuable.
Longevity is the key.
Yeah, I mean, if you got shooting for the next 3 months, right? You get injured month 1, break your
Anything.
whatever.
Yeah. Your tailbone, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a buddy.
Not worth it.
A buddy used to tell me you only got one back. He used to say,
Yeah.
you only have one back.
Seriously.
Squat, yeah, pick up things the right way. You only have one back.
Yeah. Honestly, I stopped the chase of trying to squat, 400 pounds.
Dude.
I never broke. I never was a big guy, but I wanted to be one of those huge
Yeah.
guys in the gym that could
Yeah.
squat 400, 500 pounds.
Yeah.
And honestly, the pursuit of it just became trivial because it's like, why am I doing this for all this pain?
Dude.
all this joint and back issue.
That's
and
the crazy thing with me.
Like
is the
Ronnie
same.
Coleman. Have you
Yeah.
seen him?
Bro, it
you
is so
seen
hard
him?
to watch that dude. He had the last time I saw him, he had a neck brace on. He was walking with the stilts, pretty much helping himself
And
walk.
obviously he's the on the spectrum. He's like the far right. So
Dude,
like
yeah.
super intense, obviously
All in. He was
he's
all in
probably
for
not
so many
the
years.
best example, but the point is that if you're putting 400 or 500 pounds on your back on a regular basis,
There's going to be repercussion.
yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
That's the thing with me is like at my age, I have a back issue. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I don't do the squats. I do
Yeah.
the heaviest I go in squats is 225.
That's 2 plates. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, 225.
That's a good
and I go
weight.
as many reps as I can.
Yeah.
And I try and just do that. And people are always like, man, do you work out legs? I do, but not like I used to, man, because
Yeah.
my back, if I go too far down, it's out for a week, but then I can't even fucking do anything. I can't even do
not worth
freaking
it.
biceps because my back is so jacked.
Yeah.
That's why I'm getting stem cell treatment actually, because of my back. I'm trying to get that fixed because
That's got to be super exciting.
it's terrifying.
Yeah.
You ever hear about the stories of people going overseas and like never coming back? You know what I mean?
Literally, I was reading a book this morning called Made to Stick, and they talk about the like myth of someone taking your kidneys, like
Dude, it's
dropping
not a
something
myth.
in your drink.
It's
they,
not a
They
myth.
say it's a myth in the book, but I don't know if it is or
Dude,
not,
I've seen stories in Mexico.
Really?
The black market of kidneys.
I'm sure, why not?
People
Like,
wake up in fucking bathtubs full of ice and they fucking are missing a kidney.
Oh.
The fuck out of here,
God.
dude.
Oh, no. Yeah.
That's why I'm like, Christy, you got to go with me. So when I'm asleep, no one's trying to.
Gotta make sure that no one's, because I'm gonna be incapacitated. I can't help myself.
I'm gonna be asleep. They might take out my penis and put a vagina. Jesus.
What country is this in?
We're going to Bahamas.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Should be all right.
That'll be fine.
There's been a handful of
When are you
special
going?
operations guys that done it before me.
When are you going?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, tomorrow
When do
morning.
you get back?
And right before the 1st. So what is it, 30th, 31st, something like that?
Okay. I'll call you on the on
Yeah.
the second.
make
Vince.
sure I'm still around.
You still?
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I screwed up those podcasts, but dude, I'm hoping to go record those because they're pretty cool stories. But I'm glad to have you on here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this is my boy Ryan. You guys that are listening right now, Ryan is a native to Salt Lake City.
Yeah. Born and raised.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
You currently are a musician.
Yeah.
You are the
Yeah.
lead singer for a band called Paper Elephants,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I have had you play at the barbershop a few times.
Yeah.
One time.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And you come to my house quite a
Grand
bit.
opening. Yeah.
Yeah. And I go watch you
watch-
play some of the venues out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We usually will get together when there's like a good UFC fight.
A good UFC fight.
Speaking of Cejudo,
What did you
put him down, dude.
Bro,
Here's the thing.
I called it.
You did
I
say
called
that
it.
Cejudo was gonna win. I think that Cejudo would have finished it.
Yeah.
If it had gone 5 seconds longer. Please let it go 5 seconds longer.
It's a tough man. I know because you saw him. He was taking a lot of
TJ
shots.
was shook,
He was taking,
though,
dude,
bro. He was. And
Cejudo's
to
hands
s-
were so on point that every strike he threw was catching him.
Yeah.
Like as he's dazed and
he
wobbly,
was
he's
like-
still catching him.
I love the commentary.
Yes.
I think it was it DC that was commentating?
I don't know what he say.
But he said, look at Cejudo. He's like biting his lip. He's like, really wants to.
Yeah.
I think he had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because
Well-
TJ kind of played it off like Cejudo called me out. That was dumb.
I didn't like that. That's the thing about dude. I think Dylan Strow's a great fighter. You can't take away from how amazing
Yeah.
he is a fighter. I think
He
his
is.
attitude sucked after the end of that fight, and I would
Yeah.
understand where that comes from. The anger of he felt he was still good to fight.
Yeah.
But,
and he probably was.
yeah.
But here's the thing: when you go and look back at it, there's 2 times where it's like, oh, he's kind of in trouble. So the first one is he gets close quarters with Cejudo, almost
Yeah.
like dirty boxing. Cejudo literally just shoves him off of
Dude,
him, right?
it's crazy.
And I was like, oh shit! When
Yeah.
that happened, I was like, what the?
Dude,
I could not
yeah.
believe
Yeah.
how easy
The
that
power
was.
that was.
Yeah.
Dude, he's explosive. The kid is explosive.
Yeah.
That's an Olympic wrestler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a high level of
And
wrestling.
maybe TJ had crappy footing, but nonetheless,
Yeah.
it's a fight, and he pushed it. Okay, so there's that, and then he clips his ear, and then TJ kind of like starts bobbing and weaving, and then he clips him again, and really kind
Yes.
of does the leg. His
Yeah,
legs
it's
go
just
out from
all
underneath
floppy,
him.
right.
And I really wish that the ref would have just let it go for like 5-7 more seconds,
Yeah.
because if Cejudo would have finished it, he would have finished it.
He would have
right?
knocked him.
He would have.
Yeah.
It would have been a knockout.
Yes, and it would there was no questioning at that
Yeah.
point. Like, no, that's a loss.
Yeah, but I also think that TJ is notorious for having what is considered maybe not like, he definitely has worked to develop a good chin from what
Yes.
he's talked about.
Yeah.
But he knows that in the past that was an issue. So I think that he is trained to really work in that moment.
Yeah.
When he's rocked. And you got to let a guy
he's
survive.
He's got that extra fight in him. Even when hurt, he still comes.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, when he fought against No Love, Cody
he
hurt
rocked him, dude.
Hurt him.
Yeah.
Came out the next round, won.
Square. It was like Cody, it was a hook,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
Caught
I mean,
him.
Cody
Bing.
was lined up perfect. Yeah.
And he was shook bad, comes out the next round and wins. Like,
Yeah.
he's got good recovery, man. Did
Yeah.
you see last night?
No.
Fedor?
Oh, no. I love Fedor, but
Yeah.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Ryan Bader, he just did like this kind of a loose jab with some power on it. Caught him, took him down. Next shot, boom, gone. It was an interesting fight. My boy was a ref on that one.
Yeah.
And did it look like an early stoppage when you just see it because there's like too much shit going on?
Yeah.
And then you see it and you're like, oh my God. On the way down, he gives him this hell of a punch and just rocks him. And so it was a good stop, man.
He's
and,
a monster, man.
dude, it's cool to
Anytime
see
I
him
see
coming
that
back.
guy-
It's cool to see him doing his thing. Like
Yeah.
he went from he was a great fighter in the UFC, then gets released from the UFC and goes into Bellator and just continues to make a name for himself. Like
Yeah.
it'd be nice to see him back in the UFC, see him knocking out some other dudes over there.
Yeah.
because he's in the heavyweights. He went up and
Yeah.
he'd be fun to watch.
Whatever his Instagram guys are doing, they're doing it right. He keeps showing up on my search
Does he?
page. Yeah, that's funny that you bring him up. Maybe just because of that recent fight.
Yeah, it was just a fight
Makes
yesterday, man.
sense.
But dude, tell me this, man. So you were one of my close friends when we first got here. You were one of the first people that we met, and we went out drinking. Let me tell you this, man. We used to go out drinking. We used to go out not drinking like we used to go do karaoke on Friday nights. Me and Christy, and we invited Ryan. Me not knowing that he's a lead singer for a band, he goes and sings, and the whole crowd freaking going nuts. People coming up and shaking his hand and patting his back.
I don't know. He's stretching it.
No, I don't
He's
know, man. It was
stretching
like, I don't want to be anything other than. I was like, holy shit! I think that's the song you sang,
Yeah,
right?
I like Gavin DeGraw. He's like I feel like he's kind of an underdog in
Yeah.
the music industry. He always has those one songs that come out every couple years and it's a hit. And
Yeah.
it's like, man, I like
He's good.
I like his melodies.
He's good. Who's one of your
soulful.
other favorite artists?
Oh, probably
John Mayer.
John Mayer's a big one.
I knew it.
John Mayer's a huge one.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I mean he's just, I think if you really know and have looked at his concerts and watched him, you really respect him as a guitar player.
Yeah.
And so it's funny the divide in the opinion of him, right?
Yeah.
Because there are the people that only know him for like Your Body is a Wonderland.
Yeah.
And then there are people that actually know him as like a guitarist.
Yeah.
And a musician and a really damn good one.
Yeah.
Like a really good one.
Like very
right?
knowledgeable about music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to Berkeley. He didn't graduate, but nonetheless, who cares? Like he saw an opportunity, took it, and obviously it's paid off.
He's got a lot of criticism about all the women he's dated.
Oh man, yeah.
He's got like a
been
top
put
10
on
hit
blast.
list. Yeah.
Yeah. He's said a few things that have really not helped him though. I mean, like, and just there's not a lot you can do. When you say something dumb in this day and age, even if it's in passing, especially if it's kind of crass about one of your ex
Right.
lovers,
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
you're only hurting yourself. Yeah, I really like Gary Clark Jr. Have you heard his new song, This Land?
No.
Have you heard of Gary
No.
Clark Jr.? Oh, okay. So I just started listening to him, and he plays a Gibson SG, and it's like a bluesy rock, but he also has some synth work. Like it's more of a modern play on blues, but he has this new song called This Land. It could be controversial. It's pretty explicit, got some pretty explicit language. So just be aware out there. It's an intense song, but the no, seriously.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
No, really do. I could see some people getting upset about
Really?
the presentation.
So let me ask you this: when you listen to music, because you're fully musically inclined. One of my good buddies, Jared Taylor, that I used to do the videos with and Drinking Bros podcast with.
Sure.
He's one of those musically inclined dudes that are just like, wild, dude. He hears
Yeah,
music.
makes
He
sense.
can pick up any instrument and play it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even Matt Best, my other buddy, Matt, he can play his guitar. People don't realize how good he is at guitar.
Yeah.
It's fucking incredible. But it's something
Yeah.
about, I'm the guy that couldn't. Like, they were always trying to keep me on beat. Like, dude, you're off. I'm like, fuck. I don't hear shit in music, right?
I'm feeling it.
Look,
I'm
I
feeling it.
just like to I just like to try and sing it, bro. But the
Yeah.
thing is, like, I can't stay on pitch, or I don't even know what it's called. See, when I
Yeah.
say pitch, I don't know what that even means.
Sure.
Those guys are so many, but you are too, man. Like,
I think it's, I don't know if it's nature or nurture, right? There's always that argument.
Yeah.
You are who you are because of your genetics or
Yeah.
because of the culture around you.
right.
And I think it's a little bit of both. Like my dad, he played piano when he was younger and was always the kid that played by ear. His piano teacher would get pissed at him because
Really?
he would memorize. He would hear her play it,
Yeah.
and he would hear someone else play it, and he could play it
Yeah.
back.
See-
and he just put the music in front of him.
That's got to be genetics, dude.
And then, but he doesn't play very much at all. But every once in a while, he'll jump and play that like Peanuts song from
Yeah.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
On the piano. And then my mom, she's definitely, I mean, she's a singer. She plays the piano. So like, there's that.
There's
but then
definitely, so you've
also-
definitely grown up in it. Like, my dad is the type of singer who just, sang Motown in the mornings just to wake us up, but it
Sure.
wasn't really a singer.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I've 3 brothers. I'm the third of four boys in
Right.
in my family, and none of them. Well, my younger brother has a little bit of interest in music,
Yeah.
but none of them are anywhere near my interest.
So
in it.
somehow you just kind of picked up the bug.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Did you guys? So I don't know. You were raised Mormon.
Yeah,
Is there music in a Mormon church? Because a lot
Yeah.
of Baptists learn to sing in a Baptist church. There's a
Sure,
lot of
yeah.
people that come from the gospel background and
Yeah.
singing,
Yeah.
and that's just something they grew up in and seeing and hearing. Me growing up in a Catholic church, there's just the hallelujah
and the smoke ball and like
yeah, you know
that
what I mean.
stuff.
And then now that I'm
Not
Christian,
Greek Orthodox, not Catholic, huh?
no, Catholics
Do they
do.
have that?
Yeah,
Okay.
we have the incense. They
I
burn
know.
it. And they
isn't
shake.
that kind of the argument? It's like who was first?
Dude,
Greek
I have no
Orthodox or
idea.
Catholics?
I
I'm
just
pretty
know,
sure
like,
that's like a debate. I don't know.
I'm like the Mexican Catholic side of my mom, right? She's pushing
Yeah.
Catholic. As like we got older, we all kind of converted to the Christianity.
Sure.
And so like the Christian
It's becoming more and more common. Just
Right.
non-denominational.
the Christian non-denomination, just trying to hear the word of God and just walk out. You know what I mean? Show up in chanclas and a hat and be cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like there wasn't very big music thing in my life besides what my mom would play, like Gloria Estefan, all these different things. My dad would play oldies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for some reason, I never picked up music. But my brother
Yeah.
was a well-known.
But he rapped,
He was.
right?
Yep. He was. But here's the thing: people don't know he used to sell a lot of beats. He used to make beats and sell them.
Oh, really?
Kind of like
Oh,
a producer,
marketing
right?
beats or
no, like to other
to
rappers.
rappers. Oh, okay.
He sold.
Yeah, yeah.
He sold some to the
People do
alcoholics.
that still,
Do you
right?
remember the alcoholics?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
heard?
yeah.
He sold some to
Uh-huh.
them.
Yeah.
Fred Durst had one of his. So you see what I'm saying? Like he sold them to guys because he sat there and creating them. You know what I mean? He used to mix them and everything. And that's kind of what producers. If he did that now, he'd be a producer now for
Yeah.
some big rappers, or who knows, pop artists.
I mean, the music industry's it's interesting the different avenues you can take with
Yeah.
it now, especially with technology. I mean, you could be there's just I could go on for a long time, so I'm not even going to dive into it. But there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's so much, and
Yeah.
if I think that's what the switch was for me. I was doing sales and I real estate, and I still do real estate
Yeah.
to help like supplement.
Which is super
income.
dope, dude. You're
Yeah.
like you're a young hustler, dude. That real estate license, doing that when you can, when you want to.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, you're like living that dream of a rock star, playing in venues and growing your brand and doing your best to be exposed. You're ready for the world to see your music.
Yeah. I mean, there was a shift in my life where I always knew that music was important, but for a long time it wasn't important enough, right? And there's always something, that we know that we want to do that we're not doing, and maybe we're a little afraid of, and we're afraid of the failure, or we're afraid of what people are thinking. But at the end of the day, you go home with you.
Right.
You live with you, and if you're not living your life in a way that's fulfilling to you,
Right.
then you really got to do a check.
Are you even living?
Yeah.
Are you even living?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like you're on a treadmill. And that's what I want to tell people. I just want to say, like, if you're working a job that you cannot stand and you're going 9 to 5 and you just like, so Gary Vee, right? So I'm going to kind of take what he always says. If you're living for the weekend, you are dead. You're dead already, man.
Yeah.
You're dead because the weekend is your life, which equates to less than 40% of your whole life, right?
Yep.
So life equates to days, which equates to weeks, which equates to months. And if you're living your life 3 days out of a 7-day week, you've given up 60% of the time.
Dude, that's huge. When I heard him say that, I thought it was so fucking awesome because I was never the guy, like, in college, I was like, Friday's here, baby.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean? But as I became an adult, I was like,
Doesn't work.
Dude,
It's not sustainable.
today's Sunday, dog. I was working all morning.
Yeah.
Kids at church, came back home, still working after that. You know? And I told Chrissy, I was like, listen, I'm working all day. Why is
Do
that?
you know what it's called? Life. It's not called work. It's called life.
That's it, dude.
And when you figure out what it is that you want to do and what it is that you offer to the world, that's the question that you need to ask yourself. Not like, what can the world give me?
Yeah.
It's what do you have to offer the world that can be financially sustainable? You know, like if I produce a product or if I offer a service and if I'm the best at it, right, I can create a system that allows me to be the best at it and maybe take more time off because I maybe hire some people to, and that's just, you know, a lot of people I think want to hit home runs. They think of the big businesses and the big names and household names of success. When the reality is that if you would just stop being a little bitch, like
that's it.
Chapter 7, Grant Cardone, like 10X, good book. I don't love everything he says, but that's a good chapter. It's don't be a little bitch. Just stop questioning and stop asking so many questions of how you're going to do it and start doing something, because until you start doing something, you can't answer the next question because it's just ambiguous. It's up in the air.
Crazy thing to me is I love the quote that says overnight success that took 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the truth. It doesn't happen overnight. It's years and years of putting the work to it, and people find success. But like, success is not the procrastination of success. It's you've started it and you eventually get to where hopefully you're going.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And when the procrastinators out there will never get to where they're going. They make the excuses.
You know why? Because it's always tomorrow.
Right.
It's always someday.
Drives me nuts.
I can't wait until I can't. So your life is always in the future, and so you're now.
Right.
It's. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're on standstill.
Yeah, you can't. If it's always tomorrow, if it's always someday. Well, when you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be tomorrow.
That's like fitness. Like, you know what? I'll start eating healthy Monday. Like,
I hate the beginning of the week thing.
Bro,
People do it so bad. They're like, okay, on Monday, I'm going to start my workout routine. On Monday, I'm going to start eating well. And it's like, okay, well, it's Tuesday and you know what you should be doing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what weird OCD thing is going on in your head, but start right now because it's 1:00 on Tuesday and you still have how many choices until Monday?
Let me ask you something, man, because I know you pretty well. I mean, you're one of the closest people I have here, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're good friends.
Yeah.
We're family. We
Heck
call
yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
You've decided to step out the bubble of the procrastinating of your music career and decide to do it, right?
Yeah.
And is there a reason? And I'm just gonna say, and I'm gonna open up this door.
Sure.
Did it take that long because you were kind of holding back because of your faith? While you were, does faith slow down because the creation side has to be censored?
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
censorship, and not in the meaning of being vulgar, but in being honest and opinionated and questioning all these things that faith can sometimes make people feel uncomfortable, and also say, you know what, I can't do that because it probably look bad about people will look bad at me, all that.
Yeah.
And I know when we met, it was kind of you were on this bridge.
Yeah. Well, I think people I think that they're living for other people and they don't even know it.
Right.
And a lot of people are. And in some ways that's noble, right? If you're a parent,
Yeah.
right? You're
Yeah.
living for another
Sacrificing your
human being.
kids and whatnot.
Awesome, right?
Yeah.
But if you're in your 20s and the life that you're living is a result of the culture that you were brought up in, and if you're constantly feeling like torn in the middle between this belief system, which was my faith at the time, and my real thoughts, and by real thoughts I mean the things that resonated, right? When there was a belief system that contradicted an experience that I had cognitive dissonance, right?
Right.
Like I was told my whole life that certain things were bad, certain things were wrong.
Right.
And while some of those things remain that way, there is black and white in this life, but there's a lot of gray, and there's a lot of times where as a creator, like as a musician, as an artist, part of being an artist is challenging the norm and challenging what is considered the status quo. Right. Because that's really, in my opinion, how artists serve the world. Right. Because and comedians are great in this way. I'm in no way a comic, but I love comedians. And I think that they serve a special part in the world because they're pointing out the ridiculousness of some of our life,
everyday life.
You know,
that's the funny thing. So one of the conversations we had with Clayton is Clayton's an artist. You know, Angel from Mayans MC. Yeah, and he's a painter. You walk into his house. I mean, this looks like a struggling painter's house. Like you wouldn't even assume he's an actor. Yeah, there's paint all over the place. There's half done. You know, art. There's stuff everywhere. It's beautiful though.
Sure,
it's like this.
You're like amazed, but also like, dude. Come on.
Yeah. Let's start selling these or something, or finish that one because it looks good. You know, but this is his life, and it's fucking awesome to me, right? Because I'm in my space where I create is writing. That's just my like I guess my vice and my creation to the world. What I like to give back to the world is trying to find life and spit it out in my own vision. Yeah. And that's kind of what an artist was. He says, this painting is love. Yeah, you know what I mean? And you as a writer of music and a musician, very same. Like, I'm going to express to you what it's like to have your heart broken or to feel conflicted with life.
In words that you feel but can't think of.
Right. And you're going to hear the tones of the music, and it's all going to come together for you. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't, it's fine, but it comes together for you. Yeah. And you know that if it comes together for you and it feels good for you, it's going to feel good for someone else too. Yeah. Because we're all relatable, right? Like we all live the same fucking lives, trying to all be happy, same shit, right? Yeah. But that's what I love about music. That's what I love about like when there's a song, Post Malone, you know, I listen to him all the time, but there's one of his songs.
Gotta love Posty.
I gotta love Posty. He's crazy, right? But the music, it's like when you hear something and it feels like it's written for you. Sure. Or they're saying your life, right? Yeah. With that song back in the day, that strumming my pain with his finger.
Oh, yeah.
That one, dude.
Remember that girl that sang that at the...
that's
the
right.
Nurse?
Yeah, that
she
nurse.
Scrubs. Killed it.
I
was like, wow.
Killing me. Dude, I'm like, that song, I'm like, that's exactly what it feels like when I read something and someone fucking pretty much told my life story in their little fucking blog, and I'm like, oh, you dick. You stole my life. But it's beautiful to know that someone else has experienced the exact same shit and put into words what I couldn't. Sure. I get mad because I'm mad at myself because I'm a creative myself, and I'm like, fuck, why didn't I think of that first? Yeah. If I read a dope poem, like, fuck, why didn't I think of that first?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same with
funny,
music.
anytime I have any good idea. Yeah. Like whether it's like a product idea or like a business venture idea, because it's always going off in my brain. It's like a disease almost. But
I'm the same. We're the same. That's why we got along.
It's like it's this thing that's I'm grateful for, but also I don't know if you felt like this, but I had this epiphany one day working a corporate job. Like I was working at a tech company in Lehigh. Yeah. And it was just a sales job. Yeah. But it was like a foot in the door to get really to
Yeah.
get a position that would be very, very good for me and a family, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
have fucking insurance plans and 401ks.
Yeah,
and
and
shit.
I had my foot in the door, and I had this tools and the skill set and the personality and really everything I needed to
Yeah.
succeed. And I remember looking around and realizing that like in 5 years I could be where that guy's sitting. I don't want to be where that guy's sitting.
Dude, I've done
and
this.
I remember thinking, crap, like the normal mold, the normal like
Yep.
corporate mold, I can't do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me.
Oh yeah.
And while I understand it, and I understand like the security of it, and I understand the consistency of things, for me, it's almost more stressful to think of the idea of me having to live this like treadmill life for 9 to 5. That's more stressful and more scary to me than the idea of going a month where I make less money. And let me tell you, I have never made like a ton of money in my life.
Right.
I've made enough to provide for me and my wife, and we live in a nice place, and we have everything that we could possibly need.
Right.
I'm not a minimalist by any case, but I'm not the type of person that thinks that my happiness is going to be found under everything that the world is saying that it's under.
Yeah.
That's like, there's some weird stigma about making like $100,000 a year over. And it's so funny because there are people that are not making $40,000 a year
that are comfortable.
And or they're making 40 and they're living very modestly, right? And they're just, and I understand if you don't want to live that modestly, I get that.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, if you're smart with your money, and if you don't dive into consumer debt, and if you don't do dumb business ventures, you don't have to make a ton of money to be afloat in this country. Unless you're living maybe in like San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco,
or
LA,
like
New York. Yeah, those are tough ones.
And if you are there and you're listening to this and you're like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, come to Utah. Utah's a great place.
Don't come to Utah. It's a great place.
Vince is like, Utah's my best kept secret.
Yeah, best
Nobody
kept
come
secret,
here.
bro. You killing it.
Nobody
Don't tell people.
I need people to come here. I'm in real estate, bro.
This place is blowing up, though, dude.
It is.
Let me ask you this, man, on the same lines of, the music thing.
Yeah.
Out of all the songs you've written, which one to you is probably the most emotional one to write? And what does it represent?
Oh, man. That's a good question.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. That's a hard question. I mean, so these last songs, this like last album, we started in May. So I called my buddy up. His name's Ryan Olch. I knew him in high school. He's an incredible bass player. Just the funkiest white kid you'll ever meet in your life. Really,
He's
though.
cool.
Like, play that funky music, white boy, is probably some kind of eulogy to his reincarnated old person. I don't know. He's a funky bass player. And then I called him and said, hey, man, I just can't do this business thing anymore.
Yeah.
I want to do real estate still. I like real estate, but the normal like path that I thought I was going to be taking, I don't think I want to do that. So I want to get into music, and I basically called him on a whim. I hadn't talked to him in a while. Yeah. Right. And he was like, yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot too lately. Anyway, long story short, in the past 7 months, we've written like 14 or 15 full songs.
Nice.
And out of those, honestly, we have a great set. Like every time we play it, I'm thinking, man, I just want to play this for so many people because it's hard to explain and express how fulfilling it is to be in the thick of something that you really want to be doing, because whatever the byproduct of what you're doing, whether that's personal satisfaction, better relationships, or more money, whatever it is for you, do it. Because out of those three things, they're all good things, right? So for me, it's a little bit of all, you know, like I want to make a career out of being a musician. Yeah. And that's really hard to do in today's world because there's so much content, so many things out there. But to get to your question, so Adam, I'm trying to 14, 15 songs. I'm trying to like think of the one that was probably the most, like had the most of my heart in it. Probably this new single, honestly though. So we put out an EP a couple months ago in November. 3 songs were on Apple Music, Spotify, all that stuff. Really loved how they turned out. Full Fidelity Music was the production company. Steve Phillips over there was our producer. Did a really good job. Really liked how they turned out. We went back to him a couple months after the EP, said we want to do a new single, and I'd written this song called "Here to Run." Yeah, and it was about the songs. Basically, for me personally, is about kind of a new life. Yeah, for me, when I left Mormonism, in a weird way, and I don't want to be dramatic, but in a weird way, part of my identity kind of died.
Dude, because it's not dramatic at all.
You know, because I attached so much of who I was to Mormonism.
You're saying right now the same thing what veterans do, right? What college athletes do, professional athletes do. Yeah, you're tied into something for so long that is your identity. And
I actually felt that a little bit when I came off my mission, because they take your badge, they like release you, and I remember the moment where I was like, oh, I'm not a missionary anymore. And I remember I worked hard on my mission. I tried to be a good missionary. Yeah, and I did my best. Wasn't perfect, right? But I did my best, and I remember that like kind of feeling of identity loss when they took that away, and it was very like short lived, right? It was like a day, and I was like, oh, finally I can listen to normal music and you know, kiss girls and stuff, you know,
loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, loosen up. Holy crap, man! Oh yeah, it was bad. Yeah, I was super uptight, but yeah, I lost my train.
So that the song.
Oh yeah, so Here to Run. So yeah, it's kind of about, for me personally, I wrote it about getting away from the feelings and the emotions and just everything that's associated with what I consider an old life. Yeah. And understanding that while I want to get away from that, part of that I will never be able to get away from, because it's who I am. Yeah. And so oh man, I really love this song. I haven't heard it.
I haven't heard it. Is it on iTunes already?
No, we just got it mixed. We're done mixing it. We're about to send it to. We're deciding who we want to get it to master. Yeah. To master it. Basically, mixing is like that, just a recording, kind of like what we're doing. Mastering is where they like go through it with.
I have a buddy that masters. I can actually send you to him if you want to check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to.
He did all our songs with Matt Best and all those, and he's awesome at it.
Yeah, and then we're probably gonna do a music video.
Good.
So we're looking at doing a music video. I know that Jake, is that his name?
Yep, Jake McLeod.
Yeah, I'd love to talk with him more.
Get some videos content.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna link your at least one song onto this on iTunes.
Dude, this is the one.
This is the one.
This is the one. If honestly though, if there's one song that anybody ever listens to from this band, this is the song.
Yeah. So tell me, the people that are listening right now, I'm curious of what your band sounds like. If you can kind of, I don't know, give me a couple bands that you would say. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that I can tell you who has influenced each member, and that might give you a taste of like how each member plays. So Henley Higgins is the drummer, and man, he's like a prodigy.
He's great.
Yeah, so he's got chops for sure. He's a great drummer. He is really influenced by just classic rock, honestly.
Yeah.
But on that same token, he's a technician. Like he's like Tom Brady, right?
Yeah.
Or John Stockton, you know?
Yeah.
That's the Utah in me.
The Utah.
Bringing out John Stockton. John Stockton used to stay after practice and ask people where they wanted it passed to.
Yeah.
At least that's a urban legend among Utahns.
That's great. I'd believe it. That guy was awesome.
He has the most assists. He has the assist record. So
He was awesome.
But anyway, Henley's the type of drummer where he's the type of kid where he's doing rudiments in his room when he doesn't have to. That's the difference between someone who's a hobbyist and a musician.
Yeah.
Really, like when I figured out that I was more than a hobbyist was when I realized that I could play my guitar, write music, sing, do something productive and efficient for a whole day and feel invigorated, not tired.
Nice.
So I think that's a good turning point for a lot of people when they're discovering themselves, trying to figure out what they like.
Yeah.
If you can work, and I'm not talking about, just you can do anything for 10 hours that you enjoy, but not get anything out of it. I'm talking about work that actually produces something.
Yeah. Yeah.
That has something that you can put out and maybe offer to people and say,
Right.
hey, look at what I did. What do you think? And that's what's so great about social media right now.
Yeah.
Is it's easier than ever to just kind of put things out there and say, hey, what do you think?
Yep.
And while, who knows what will happen with us?
Yeah.
I hope big things for us.
No, me too. I'm going to make sure I put it on there. All you guys that are listening, it's called Paper Elephants. You want to go ahead and plug your Instagram?
Oh yeah. So
do
it's paperelephant.band. That's our Instagram. Follow us. It's two crazy redheaded kids
And a drummer.
And we try and post funny stuff and music every once in a while.
I know you normally warm up and sing. Is there anything you can sing right now? Give them a taste. Would you want to?
I don't know that it's gonna come through very good. I mean, I can try.
Why not? Well, the acoustics in here are terrible too.
Yeah, mostly because when you're mixing, I mean, I'll sing like an old timey kind of thing.
Let's hear it. You want it?
Hold on, let me pull away from the mic and.
He's gonna do his little warm ups.
Ain't no sunshine when she. There it is.
Hey.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Boom, boom, boom. It's only sadness when she's away. I love the bass. Boom, boom, boom. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. You finish it off, Vince.
No, you got it.
I don't know.
No,
I can't think of the words, man. You'll have to cut that out.
Who cares? You're good.
I heard someone singing it on Instagram, and I was like, I love that song.
Dude, that's a good song.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's only sadness when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And this house just ain't a home. I think it's something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm butchering it right now.
You're good, man. Hey, I appreciate you coming by, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully give me that link. If I don't get that link, I'll put up a different link at least just so they can find you on iTunes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. And
appreciate that.
Shit, man. You're my boy. We'll do this more often, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for saving my ass from me fucking up all these other sponsors, dude.
No problem.
All right, brother. Take care.
I did it